Hey everyone, this video is about how I put together the chest armor activation system to get it to rise up and down, because that video was my most popular video so far. So how I actually modified the hydraulic cylinder, the mini power unit in the back, and the construction of the actual chest armor, they'll all have their own separate videos. This video is basically just how I put the system together. So let's get to it. Hey time travelers, I'm guessing my future self invited you to come back and see how I'm putting together the chest plate, chest armor system, how I'm building it. And right now it's temporarily clamped onto the exoskeleton. This is the original chest plate that I wore in the World Needs Superheroes promo photo. There used to be an L here in purple, which I hand brushed on. It was kind of sloppy, so I used some paint stripper to remove it. I'm going to make a nice stencil to redo it. But as of right now, I decided to mount it onto the exoskeleton, because originally it just had straps and I was wearing it like a chest piece, and then I would just wear it and step into the exoskeleton. But it was this is made of steel. This part's stainless steel. This is regular steel, mild steel. So it's kind of heavy, and not only is it heavy, it's uncomfortable. So I've heard women complain about underwire bras being uncomfortable. This was uncomfortable. So I said I have to attach this to the exoskeleton. So right now it's just temporarily attached to the brackets, and the brackets are actually hinges. So the plan is to have a hydraulic cylinder mounted on the top here, and it's going to lift the chest plate like this, kind of like the hatchback on a car, and then I can step into it, and then the hydraulic cylinder will bring it back down over me in a dramatic and superheroic fashion. So I'll show you a little closer what the hinges and the hinge slash brackets look like. But first of all, I'll show you how I designed them. The first brackets, I actually made them from steel strap like this, and they attach in place. But the problem with this design is that I had them on like this, holding on the plate, but when I tried to move my arm, it would hit like that. So that was no good. So I had to change the design, and the current design is more of a curve, like that, so that when I raise my arm, there's plenty of space for it to move. Now, to come up with this design, I had to come up with, had to go through a lot of iterations. So here's, after the first metal one, I made a cardboard template like this. This is revision number 1. Here's revision number 2. Revision number 3, revision number 4, and I kept making them. Or this is actually revision number 5. I kept making different ones, testing them, and they were getting closer and closer. Here's revision 5A and revision 5B, 5A and 5B. So I actually went with 5A. So that's basically what's on here now. And I'll take the camera off the tripod so you can see it. But the actual ones I have, here's one right here. This is going to be a new one. This I plasma cut it out of 1/4-inch steel plate. And it has these welded on hubs, which I made in the lathe. And I have a rib on the inside just to stiffen it. It's probably overkill how heavy I built it, and right here is where the hydraulic cylinder is going to attach. So the cylinder will pull here and lift it up like that. The chest plate will be attached at this end, so it'll lift like that. So here's the other one. I still have to weld this reinforcing rib onto it. I just bent this in a ring roller, then I used a small press brake that I have to make these bends. And I'm going to weld these together. So let me take the camera off the tripod and I'll give you a closer look at what these brackets are. As a matter of fact, let me take the chest plate off. It's just C-clamped in place. Alright, so now let me show you the brackets. Here's one of them, and this will actually bolt to the chest plate when it's time. And here is where the hydraulic cylinder will attach. There'll be a cylinder along the top, and it'll just pull on that end, raising it up like that, like I said, like the hatchback on a car. So as of right now, these upright sections that the brackets pivot on, that also is just clamped on with a little clamp right there, and the one on the other side is clamped on behind these cables, if you can see it right there. So I even made new upright connectors. This right here will replace that. And this is what they're going to pivot on. There's going to be a bushing that goes in there. That's probably not necessary since it's going to move so slowly and not make a full rotation. But that's what I'm working on now. So I'm going to install that, and then I'll bring you back when that's done, because after that I'm going to install the hydraulic cylinder. Hey everyone, I just tack welded the brackets and hinges for lifting the chest armor into place on the exoskeleton, and it lifts up and down nice and smoothly. So when I step inside, I can get in and I have the chest armor right there. So let me show you how I did it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so there it is, the chest armor with the new brackets. And here's one. I welded in this stiffener, even though it might not have been necessary, but I think it definitely helps, since this is just 1/4 inch or about 5 millimeters, something like that. And on this side, the hinge bracket has an upright member with another bushing, another hub with a bushing in it. Notice that these are here. I still only tack welded the uprights in place, but I'll do the final welding later. And these bolts are probably going to be replaced with something a little more decorative, since that's where the brackets hold in. But you can see how they pivot like the hatchback on a hatchback vehicle. So this right here is where the hydraulic cylinder is going to pull on it, and when it pulls on this, that's going to lift it automatically. So let me show you how I'm going to mount the cylinder. For this, I went for one of the smallest hydraulic cylinders I could find, and that's this one. I could find one slightly smaller, but it didn't exactly have the properties that I wanted. So the front of the cylinder, which I'm going to modify, is going to attach here, and then when the cylinder retracts, and it'll be mounted in this general orientation, when it retracts, it'll pull up on the chest armor. So let me show you why and how I want to modify the cylinder. Alright, this is the cylinder that I'm going to use to lift and lower the chest armor. It's the smallest that I could find, which had the construction quality that I like. It has a 1-inch bore that's about 25 millimeters, and the rod is 5/8 of an inch, or about 16 millimeters. And the problem with this is that it has swivel ball ends, and these aren't the types of connectors or mounting points that I want, because the bracket here has a hub which the cylinder will pull on, and the way I want the cylinder to connect is with a clevis. And an example of that is with this little cylinder here, and it has this fork shape clevis where the hub goes inside of it like that, and then it pivots quite nicely. And for the end of the cylinder, I once again don't want the swivel ball. I want a cross tube like the back of this cylinder. So I couldn't find one that has the two connectors that I want, so what I'm going to do is cut these off, and I'm going to make the connectors that I want. For the cross tube, I'll use this piece of 1-inch diameter or 25 millimeter rod. I'll bore it out in the lathe, and after this is cut off, I'll weld it into place like that. And for the clevis end, I'll use this jig that I made inside of my hydraulic shop press. This piece of steel strap will go in it, and this rod will be pressed down by the hydraulic ram, and it'll bend into a U shape in this groove, and then I'll weld it in. And once I do that, I'll be able to do this with my hands, and I'll have the custom cylinder that I want. And that's it right there. See, the back end's nice and clean and flat, ready for the welding. Here's the rod end, clean and flat, ready for the welding also. And here is the cross tube machined on the lathe. It's going to be welded in right there. Be welded in like that. And then the clevis end right here, finished, cleaned up, drilled out. It'll be welded on right there. Alright, here's the finished modified hydraulic cylinder. We have the clevis, the homemade clevis, welded on. Turned out quite nicely, I'd say. And then the other end with the homemade cross tube, bored out on the lathe, then welded in place. And I think it's going to work great with the bracket that I intended it for. Slips together just like that, and it'll pivot. Fantastic. So now I just have to paint it so that cylinder is ready to go. But to get it looking a bit better, add some paint. I know originally it was powder coated, not painted, but I don't have powder coating equipment. Let me open the ports a little bit so I can close that. Okay, there we go. That should do. I'll touch it up later if necessary. So now I'm just going to let it dry and install it back on the exoskeleton, or put it on for the first time actually. Alright everyone, once again I'm going to be using the homemade shop press, but this time I'm going to be using this homemade press brake, which I recently made. And this is the third one that I've made, And it's actually a little bit of an improved design. But anyways, what I'm going to do with it is I'm working on the rear chest armor cylinder mount, and it's going to be shaped like this, and I'm going to cut it out of this plate. But before I could do that, I have to bend a 90-degree on the end of it, because it will be welded to the hydraulic fluid reservoir, and you'll see that when I mount it. And it will begin pressing down on the press, and the top press beam, I guess you can call it, we'll start bending it, bending the metal, and that's it. Let me take it out. Okay, raise up the press, take out the plate, and there we go. Quick and easy 90-degree bend. This is just 1/8 of an inch steel, so that's only about maybe 4 millimeters, something like that. But let's see. Yeah, well, about 3 millimeter, and it worked great. All right. Okay, now after showing you all those details, I guess I should show you the cylinder installed, and here it is. And you can see where I added this cross tube and this clevis right here for mounting. Those are the modifications that I made. And this mount, I made that from steel rod. As a matter of fact, this bend, I tried to bend it by hand, but it came out really sloppily. So I decided to build this rod bending tool. I built it specifically for this project, and it worked great. I actually like building tools and being able to use them. So I'll activate the cylinder now, raise the chest armor so that you can see it in action. There's a lot of air in the cylinder, that's why it's dropping back down. I have to add a bleeder valve to this to get the air out of the system. Air in a hydraulic system is very bad. So if we follow the lines down, you see this little power unit, and I'll be discussing this in another video, discussing it in detail. And you may be wondering, before I mention that, let me just say that here is that bracket that I put the 90-degree bend on, attached to the back of this, what will be the permanent hydraulic fluid reservoir for the actual power unit, which will power this exoskeleton. So you may be wondering if this little power unit could actually run the entire exoskeleton, since it can move this cylinder. Can it move the bigger ones? The answer is no, not really, because it doesn't have enough torque to move the pump when the system is under high pressure, under load, when it's lifting a heavy object. So the motor would just stall out or burn out. So I actually need a much higher horsepower motor. So after all that, let's try it on. Who wants to be a superhero? I hope you always find something to look forward to, and I'll see you in the future.